talking to the feet, talking to everything else but to the heart. I love the song that they were singing. They were singing, let the word do the work. I'm learning now more as I minister to where I really don't need to ride back and do all this hooping and hollering, because my youth pastor teaches me more than anything. You got to let the word do the work. These people going to leave out of here the same way they came. They do. Because of their mindset. And listen, if you don't have a mind to crave God in this hour, bet your bottom dollar something is about to happen in your life. If you want to ever see God, listen, while I'm on this topic of Lazarus, let me stay here because I ramble. Let me shut up about that. But this is here a time in Ecclesiastes, a time for everything. And one thing it tells us is there's a time to be born and there's a time to die. And this death that I talk of tonight is not a physical death. It's not a death of going to the casket or being in the grave. This is a spiritual death that must take place in the house of God. And oftentimes we don't like talking about death. We don't like approaching death. Every time I talk to my wife about some life insurance, and I say I want her to be taken care of, you know. When I leave, and she said, "Baby, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that. You know, we brush over death." But the truth of the matter that everything under the sun has an expiration date. I don't care how long you love on it, how long you attach your bodies to it, because it's only a temporary satisfaction. After you get the new car, it's only momentarily that you would want another one. And after you get the new home, it's only momentarily that you'll go broke trying to furnish it. After you get everything that you want, I'm so sick of people saying what they want. I'm so sick of us, this carnal mind thinking. It's wintertime, it's fall, and they saying, I want something. Summer comes around, I can't wait till it get cold. I mean, you waste your time and you never a whole life of never getting what you want. That's right. But I found out one thing that I want and I need. That keeps me from being so flickery. You know, people are so flickery. They so up and down. You don't know halfway when to talk to some saints. You don't know they had their face on today. You know they don't want to be bothered. But you call yourself saved. You call yourself sanctified. But see, that's the part of death that I'm talking of. Yes. Everybody want to live, but nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to live. That's right. We speak of going to the next level. We speak of getting up and being mighty, being this and that. But let me tell you something. Right before you live, baby, you gotta die. Yes. There's a death that must take place. Amen. And we as believers, you know, certain people, they believe, you got religions that believe in the afterlife. You got these crazy folk over in Israel. They believe that, you know, if I kill enough people, God would be happy. You know, we got people that believe that they're coming back, reincarnated as something else. We got people that believe that life after death is so many other things, but I'm here to tell you that the Word of God tells us over here in John, a little earlier in the chapter, 3rd chapter, and 5th verse, it tells us that Jesus answered the people and said, verily, verily, which verily means certainly. Have you ever heard your mama tell you, certainly not? You're certainly not going to get it. This means guaranteed. That means you can forget about it. That means it ain't no chance in the world. But the Bible tells us, certainly, certainly, amen, except a man be born of the water and of the Spirit, he cannot no otherwise enter into the kingdom of God. In verse 6 it tells us, that which is born of flesh is flesh. It says that which is born of spirit is spirit. He said, marvel not that I said this to you. Yes. But ye must be born again. Yes. Now when I look at this, it puzzles me because we are born naturally from our mother's womb. And then we are taught, to attach to this word. We come out crying for stuff. We want it. I need this. He want a bottle. He needs some shoes. We come out crying. But I found out that there's another being born that's about to happen. Not the natural birth that comes out of your mother, because the Bible tells us that we must be born again. So that lets me know that there is a detachment that has to come. Anytime you see anything that has to be detached, a lot of us are holding on to things that God is really trying to detach us from. A lot of us still hanging on to dreams that God is really trying to detach us from. But see, when it comes down to a death, we think it's going to be easy. Nobody really wants to die. Nobody really wants to be suicidal and kill themselves in the natural. But I used to hear Sister Williams sing a song. She says, why don't you die now? So you won't have to die no more. There is coming time, and the Bible tells us, marvel not, you must be born again. That what brings me down to my first point, and my first point is, and now it's time for us as believers to make a decision. It's time for us to square our shoulders back and really make wise decisions. Our life is built up on decisions. It didn't take, a lot of people say, you come to God and you surrender all, he's a keeper. But I found out what this keeper thing is. And the end part of it, I had to apply to my life. He said he's a keeper if you want to be kept. I was sitting there and, church folk believe in magic. They really do. They think just because you come up here, you get saved. And I know he's able to take the taste out of your mouth, and I know he's able to heal you, and I know he's able to do this and that, but it's something that I had to make up in my mind. It boils down to a decision. He wants to see how much you really love him. Talking about a man that hung on the cross, died, was pierced in the side. I can hear him say, must Jesus bear this cross alone? Baby, living for God is going to have to be a cross carried by you. And the only way you're going to be able to carry this cross is by dying. Paul said it best. He said, I die daily. He didn't say weekly. He didn't say every other day. That's what we mess up at. We put on God on Sundays. But Monday through Wednesday, Thursday, we didn't got. It's so easy to get in the flesh. It's not an issue to get in the flesh. The war is being a man. Once you learn how to walk in the Spirit, that's the thing. I see so many people, they come in and out of the Spirit. You can tell now if you have a spiritual ear when a preacher is just rambling or if a singer is just singing, because we're going in and out of the Spirit. It don't take much for me to bring up the flesh side. Soon as I get on your roll, Lady Singleton, you can show me that flesh side. People like that. It's people out here that I'm accused of being there. You make me mad. Step on my foot, I'll show you the flesh side. But now my desire is, if I'm going to walk for God, it's something that has to die in me. It ain't no use in you looking around at nobody else and talking about how they made you mad. Listen, you look pretty ignorant now, because ignorant is only not knowing. No, I can't use that word because you know. You can't use ignorant. You just look pathetic if you allow somebody to steal your joy. Any situation. My wife this morning, sorry baby, I'm just using you. She was trying to get her hair done this morning and trying to wrap it up, and she was just so frustrated. And I was sitting there reading my Sunday school lesson, and she just came in there. I can't do it. I don't know what's going on. I just can't get it right. And I sat back and I said, oh, okay. You know, take your time. No one's rushing you. You know, take your time. And going in, she went back in the mirror. She went back in the mirror and she took her time. But I immediately started praying. Because I see how the enemy starts the attack. What we think is just casual things that's happening. Listen, the devil is looking for any opportunity. He's looking for any willing vessel to get it. Whether it be your hair getting you mad. Hello, somebody. Whether it be your car not starting. Whether it be the people on your job. Whether it be the person sitting next to you. Somebody's children. Come on. He uses all these devices to get with us. And now it comes a time to where you identify, I'm going ahead of myself, but we have to start identifying how Satan pulls his stunts.